I'm going to roll this in front of the board.
Okay.
I don't think it takes a very deep analysis to conclude how much trouble you are all in. This world is not necessarily balanced. We're going to keep things extremely honest because the world of Ahriman is not fair. On a 9 or higher, Ethrend will save.
Okay.
Don't.
Yep. 14.
Ah.
That is a save.
You see that? Brennan Lee Mulligan just rolled his dice in front of the screen. And then, and this is the important part, he just accepted whatever landed.
No adjusting, no. Is this the right moment for the result? Just raw chaos, hitting the table while his players watched in absolute terror.
That's a power move. That's also a potentially insane move, depending on how you look at it.
Ciao! Welcome to Cantrip. My name is Simo.
My name is Diego.
And look, we know what rolling in the open is. It's not some revolutionary concept we just discovered. But here's the thing, we mostly roll behind the screen. That's our default. That's what feels normal.
And then we watched a video from an Italian channel called Caotico Pigro. Great channel. Go check him out. And he said something that made us stop and actually think about why we do what we do.
He talked about how tirare dadi in chiaro, rolling in the open, frees you from this constant mental load. Not the load of fudging rolls, but the load of having the option. Of having to decide every single roll, whether this one needs adjusting or not.
And that sounds obvious, right? But think about it. Really think about it. Every roll you make behind the screen, you're making a choice. Even when you keep the result exactly as it landed, you chose to keep it. You evaluated whether it needed changing and decided it didn't. That's a decision, and you're making that decision 50 times per session. 4 sessions a month for years.
It's like having a browser tab open in the background, constantly eating RAM. You don't notice the drain until someone points it out, and then you can't unsee how exhausting it is. Not because you're always fudging, but because you're always deciding whether to fudge. Even no is a decision you have to make.
We'd never really articulated in that way. We'd always seen rolling behind the screen as just how DMing works, and rolling in the open as this dramatic flourish you do sometimes. But we'd never consider the cumulative cost of being Fate's editor for hundreds of hours.
So we started paying attention, started rolling in the open more deliberately, started noticing what changed when we did.
And hey, real quick, if you're finding this interesting, do us a favor. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell. We are a small channel and every bit of support genuinely helps us keep making this kind of content. Back to the dice.
We learned some things.
Let's talk about what rolling in the open actually does, because it's not just everyone sees the number. First, the tension is real. When you roll behind the screen and announce a result, it's just information. The dragon attacks. 19. That hits. Okay, sure, whatever. But when you pick up that d20 and roll it in the middle of the table where everyone can see it tumbling, everyone leans in. Everyone holds their breath. There's this moment, this perfect, suspended moment where nobody knows what's about to happen. And when it lands, the reaction is collective. The whole table groans or cheers or goes, "Oh shit," at the same time. You don't get that behind the screen. You get reaction to your announcement of a result, but you lose the suspense of watching fate decide in real time. It's the difference between telling someone a story and showing them a story. One is information, the other is an experience.
Second, trust becomes tangible. When you roll behind a screen, your player trusts you. Of course they do. But there's also this tiny unspoken doubt that exists. They can't verify your rolls. They are taking your word for it. And sometimes, especially when the things go badly, when the monster crits twice in a row, when every save fails, that little voice in their head gets louder. Is this real, or is the DM making a point? Roll in the open, that voice dies instantly. The die shows an 18. Everyone saw it. There's no question. The game is probably fair, and that matters way more than you think. It's not just about honesty, it's about removing doubts entirely.
Third, chaos makes better stories than plans. And this one really drove the point home for us. I had a campaign where the party had been traveling with this NPC for 10 sessions, Kyle. Former mercenary became their bodyguard. kind of gruff but loyal, or so they thought. I had this whole arc planned where Kyle was going to reveal he'd been feeding information to the villain the entire time. He'd confess, there'd be this moment of do we kill him or let him redeem himself? He was supposed to survive the confrontation no matter what, because I wanted that ongoing tension of having a traitor trying to earn back trust. Session comes, Kyle starts acting suspicious. The rogue goes, I want to roll perception to see if he's hiding something. I roll deception against him in the open, because I'd been doing that more. My very good 17 could not beat a nat 20. They clocked him immediately, before he could say a word, before the dramatic reveal, before any of the planned dialogue. Kyle died before his betrayal speech. The big dramatic moment I'd built toward for weeks, gone.
But here's the thing, what happened after was better, because I and the party didn't know everything. We knew Kyle was a spy, but we didn't know who else might be compromised. We didn't know how much information he'd leaked. We didn't know if there were others. And that uncertainty, that paranoia that infected our group for the next month of sessions, created tension we never could have scripted. We started suspecting everyone. We second-guessed every NPC. We had arguments about who to trust. It wasn't the story Diego planned, but it was better, because everyone at the table knew it was real. Fate decided Kyle's fate the moment those dice landed, and we all had to deal with it together. That's what rolling in the open buys you. Happy accident that becomes legendary moments because everyone witnessed the chaos together.
So, rolling in the open is amazing, right? Problem solved. We should all do it all the time. Nope. Because here's where it gets messy. Rolling in the open has problems.
Secret checks become impossible. You roll a guard's perception check in the open and it's a 4. Congratulations, you just told your players they succeeded at sneaking, even if their characters wouldn't know that yet. You've given them meta information they shouldn't have. The mystery is dead before it started.
Same with insight checks against lying NPCs, knowledge checks for hidden lore, investigation for concealed clues. Sometimes the not knowing is the point. Sometimes players need to be uncertain about whether they succeed or failed. Rolling in the open kills that uncertainty.
And then there's the narrative protection problem. You've spent months building toward this climactic boss fight. The big you've been hyping forever finally arrives. Everyone's pumped. You roll initiative, the boss goes first and rolls a natural one on his big attack. Then rolls garbage damage. Then fails a save and gets stunned. And you're sitting there, watching your epic villain clown themselves to death in round 2, because today the dice decided to humiliate you. Do you just accept that? Do you let months of build-up collapse because of bad RNG? Or do you roll behind the screen for that fight and give yourself the option to keep things dramatically satisfying? There's no clean answer to that, and that's the problem.
Rolling behind the screen has advantages too. Obvious ones. You can protect moments, you can smooth out the worst statistical outliers, you can make sure the story doesn't derail completely because of one unlucky roll. You have more control, and sometimes control is what the table needs.
So which one is better? Neither? Both? It depends. That's the frustrating answer, but it's the honest one. We've started thinking about it like this. Rolling in the open should be the default for anything where the outcome is immediate and visible. Attack rolls, damage, saving throws in combat. Let the dice fail where they land and deal with the chaos together.
But secret checks, knowledge rolls, boss fights where you've invested heavily in the narrative, those we might keep behind the screen. Not to cheat, but to preserve mystery of protect moments that need protecting. It's situational, it's a choice you make in the moment based on what the table needs right then. And hey, while we are talking about giving players more agency and making combat more dynamic, we made a free document called The Arts of Defense that completely overhauled defensive option in D&D. Dodge, parry, all that good stuff. Links in the description, go grab it. So here's where we land. Rolling in the open is not a moral stance. It's not about being a real DM or playing the game correctly. It's a tool that creates specific kind of tension and trust and chaos. And so is rolling behind the screen. Both are valid. Both have uses.
But if you've never tried rolling in the open deliberately, if you've always defaulted to the screen without thinking about why, Try it. Next session, roll a monster's attack where everyone can see it. Watch what happens to the table's energy. See if that shared moment of suspense adds something you didn't know was missing.
And that's what we had for you today. Now tell us your stories. Drop a comment. Do you roll in the open? Behind the screen? Mix it up like we do? What's worked for you? What's backfired spectacularly?
We really want to hear what your tables are like, because this is one of those topics where every group is different and there's no universal right answer. And if you want more content like this, more homebrew, more DMing advice, more arguing about game design, make sure you're subscribed.
Until next time, keep rolling.
Thanks for watching!